Hello and welcome to this mini-series where I'll be completing pre-season previews with Hull City fans. Please sit back, relax and enjoy this, and if you get the chance, please hit the subscribe button or follow. Thank you very much. Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of the mini-series within the pre-season previews. Today I'm joined by Tom Griffin. How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm great, man. How are you?
Yeah, really good, man, really good. I've had a couple of days break from doing these, so it's good to get back in the saddle and have a go at doing some more. A little bit about yourself, journalist. Tell me more about
So I currently work full time for Sports Broker.
that.
So
Okay.
it's a site where you buy and sell shares into football clubs. So it's people think it's similar to Football Insider, but it's not as volatile. So you buy shares. Say you can buy shares on it, Man City. They win the
Yeah.
game. The share value goes up. And obviously, if you back an underdog, bigger chances of getting bigger rises. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then before Sports Broker, I was working for each PLC freelancing. So I was working for like Birmingham Mail, Hull Live, like obviously just freelancing. And then obviously I got my first full time role, so it's currently there now.
Oh,
But yeah,
nice work, man. Nice work. I mean, I enjoy doing stuff like this, but I'm a million miles from a journalist. I do this as a
yeah.
hobby. So, Hull City fan, what stand are you in?
Well, I've moved all over to be fair. So I started in West End. So I got my first season ticket in 2010. I was
Okay.
23 now, so I got when I was like 10, 11. And West End up with my dad. Then we moved to South, and we all got evicted from West End. When the
Yeah.
membership scheme started, and then last season I was in South for 7 years, and then last season I moved to with my mates for a season in North. My dad wanted to stay put in South, but and then coming season I've moved to East for the first time,
Oh,
back
really?
with my dad. So yeah,
See, I've done all. I'd stand on the West Upper, so like I've done South, West,
yeah,
South East, and North as well. Yeah,
yeah.
I quite like being behind the goal, but right now I'm in Northwest, and just at the right near the back at Northwest, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable view. It's not
Is it?
quite right
I
behind the
prefer
goal.
I think like horizontal. I think like east stand instead of I think north in terms of the football viewing.
Yeah, we
But
bounced around 3 times last season. So we started off in South, me and a couple of mates. Then we moved to East, and the only places where they had some like a bunch of us available was like the front row. And we thought, it'd be all right, be all right.
yeah,
But literally like cockeyed with everyone. So
yeah,
there's literally no view. So if you like watching football, you can't see any space on the pitch or anything like that. It was an awful view. So then we moved to Northwest, and yeah, we're well happy there.
yeah.
So
South aren't the best to be honest. But like I
I
was in
was
the
on.
southeast corner. So
Oh, that's some big pillars, isn't they?
yeah, we
Yeah,
was right
yeah.
in the corner where there was no one around us really. Like, even when obviously the when Adrian came in, there wasn't really anyone. But obviously
Yeah,
now it's full. But
well, it'd be good. I'm interested to see what first game of the season's going to be like.
yeah,
I've
obviously
just
we're
been having
rovers
a
at
look.
Wembley. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a tough one in it, really, but
I still think we'll get 20. I still think we'll get 20K at least.
it really will
Yeah,
split the fans, won't it? A
yeah,
final or like an opening game for a season like this against a Yorkshire derby, it really will split the fans. See where the blood cuts, really, won't it? Right then, so
yeah.
a couple of quick fire questions then. So number one, if Hull folded, who would you support?
I've seen like previous episodes, so you're not allowed to say North Ferriby.
No,
Is that a thing?
not Ferriby, Gould or Beverley or anything like that.
That's tough to be honest.
You've got to pick a glory team. Do you know what I mean? You've got
I
to pick a
go.
team.
I've always had. I don't know why, but I've always had a little soft spot for Crystal Palace. I don't. In the
Oh,
Premier League,
really?
I like going there. But I went there a couple of times when I was in the Prem. I enjoyed it. So and I like the fans as well. Like it's good. It seemed
It's
like
great atmosphere, isn't
that
it?
yeah, great. Yeah, such yeah, Crystal Palace.
Was you there for the final away game when we went down under Marco Silva?
No, but I was there for one of my favourite away days. Actually, it was when Darmy and Doy scored 2 goals in 2015,
Yeah, yeah.
and I thought at that point was going to stay up. Then yeah, we didn't. But
Ah,
it's a great away day that was.
I went into the championship and I'm sure we got dicked from like 4-0, something like that. It was a Tuesday night. Caught the minibus on the way down there for like
Oh, yeah, it's
midday, something. Oh, a waste of a day that was. I mean, okay, this leads perfectly into this one. Favorite away day?
favourite away day.
You
I'm
can't
not
say
gonna say
Palace
like
now.
I can't say Wembley either, can I?
Nah, it's a neutral ground. It's not an away
Yeah, I
day.
can't say that. One of them up there is probably Newcastle away 2013 when Sonny Luca scored that volley.
Oh, what a volley.
I was
Blue
glad.
and red kit, won it?
Also, if I can choose another one as well, playoff semi final, 3-0 win Derby. Derby away. That was probably my
Yes,
favourite, to be fair.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that
yes.
was
That was
the atmosphere. That's the best atmosphere I've been in, I think, in terms of how
Moses.
loud it was in there. Had a Barger, Robertson, and
Yeah,
Abel.
Abel. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Abel's was real weird. Like I still remember it now at the time. Think he what shoot? He scored. Jeez.
yeah.
I,
It seems so far out as well, but
yeah, and it
seems so
rolled. It
far out.
just
Yeah,
p-rolled, didn't it?
yeah,
Most memorable moment as a fan. These are kind of going in order. You're answering the questions beforehand.
yeah. Most memorable moment probably FA Cup semi final. I remember it was 2-1 down, weren't we, and
Yeah.
going into half time. And I remember being in the toilet and I heard this massive roar came out to Matty Fryatt scoring. I was celebrating. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
just remember that vividly. Like, thought, yeah, it's a great moment.
See, it's the Huddleston goal that gets me with that left footer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you see, it just seems
teacher.
well off balance and just
Yeah,
I'll just pearl this into
yeah.
the
It's
top.
weak
Yeah,
foot as well, isn't it? Weak
yeah.
foot. It's,
So I share a similar moment. I was at that game. I didn't go to the FA Cup final, but I went to the semi final. Loved it.
yeah,
Cried my eyes out. Not afraid to say it
yeah.
either. You've probably seen this question as well. Then, what's the cost? Leeds United shirt.
What's the cost?
Yeah, how much are you
How
gonna?
much?
How much do you have to wear one?
You know what? I saw like Eddie say 10 mil. Like, I'm not really that bothered. Like, I'd say if he was going to offer me like a mil, I'd put one on. A
I'd do it for
million.
a lot
That's
less.
like, yeah. To be fair, I would as well. Like, I don't see that. As long as it's not going anywhere. Like, how long do you have to put it on for? Like,
Oh, it's your
put it on.
profile
Take
picture for on Twitter for the rest of your life, mate.
what?
Uh,
Well,
no, not that bad.
but,
But I mean, I'm not doing it for a meal deal, but I'm definitely don't need anywhere near as much as a million either. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I know. I saw Eddie say 10 mil. I was like, what?
I know,
Come on, man.
I couldn't believe it.
He's lying there. He's lying there.
I saw Eddie at the weekend. He came and played for my charity football team. He's got a bit, you know.
How's
He's got a
he?
bit,
What
yeah.
does he play? What does he play? Because I know he plays rugby, but
Yeah, I asked him before the game. So he's centre back or no? I said, where do you play? And he goes, "Oh, centre back or keeper." I thought, oh, fair enough. So I was like, look, I can't guarantee you a start, but I'll give him 45 minutes at centre back. And he had a good game, to be fair.
did he? Yeah.
Got a bit on the ball. Yeah, he absolutely damaged some guy by the corner though. Just threw him. Absolutely threw
Really?
him. Yeah, but,
Are you goalkeeper? I saw like are you keeper? Or
I'm not a keeper, no, but I've got a
I thought
clean
I saw he
sheet.
was.
I've got a clean sheet on my
I
belt.
saw like I saw the team sheet, one of the team sheets before. I thought he was in goal, but
Yeah, well, I had to go in goal one game because
did
we
you?
didn't have a keeper. Yeah, but
Where do you play then?
me, centre back, centre
Yeah,
mid.
centre back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So Leeds, yeah, we're talking a million.
yeah, a million there. Go on then.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah.
I'll sign off on that. I'll sign off on that. If you could bring back any player to the current squad, who would it be? And it has a player from when you've seen him play. So don't go all the way back to Billy Whitehouse because you never saw him kick a ball.
Player. If I had to bring back a player, I think um, Abel Hernandez maybe. I think in the championship, in terms of obviously last season we struggled to score goals. Abel Hernandez is someone who can score all types of goals, and I know obviously, Oscar last season, scored 13, but Abel Hernandez, I think I'd bring back.
He gets straight in to me.
He's probably the best striker with since I've been supporting the club in terms of the goals. I know he didn't do it well in the Prem, but I think there's only been he was like being like the only striker that scored like 20 goals since like Stuart Elliott, like one
Exactly.
season. So yeah,
Exactly. It was quality, wasn't he?
yeah,
He didn't quite get a lot in the Premier League, but he was playing that holding role, wasn't it? Not holding role, but he's playing the lone striker role, which
yeah,
isn't
more
for any
unselfish. Yeah,
striker.
yeah.
Yeah. Again, this can't be the same answer, but past or present, favourite Hull City player.
Robert Corrin, I think. I've always said
Oh,
Robert Corrin because obviously when I started properly going season ticket, he was just like was obviously close to administration, before Adams came in, and he was just like a breath of fresh air to watch. Like,
yeah, I
scored
remember
all
that.
types of goals, like rockets from outside the box. I remember I had to go Christmas shopping
Leicester, was
instead
it?
of Leicester game. I had to go Christmas shopping instead of watching that game. I was gutted. So I missed that 90th minute winner, but yeah, Corrin, 100%. He's someone that we sort of miss now, like goals from midfield. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what I think? Although he won't score the same sort of goals, I think Regan's going to be a double figures this
yeah,
season.
I think if some of the goals, some of the positions picking up in pre-season, like arriving to the box late, like he's definitely probably one of the first names on the team sheet. And doing them 2-8 positions, like I think we'll probably play Seri deeper and then two further forward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I quite like the two of them in there. Greg Docherty and Slater, but I feel like Doherty can be replaced with somebody who's maybe got a little bit more quality. I hate to speak bad of him. I just think there's better about. I'm not saying he's poor, but I think there's just better about. So, which fixture are you looking forward to the most?
Which fixture? I think in terms of, I looking forward to Plymouth away, to be honest. Like end of the season, that's probably been said quite a lot but it's obviously one ground I'm not been to, and also depends on if we've got anything right at the end of the game. Like if we're heading into it, maybe like 7th place, 11 points to the playoffs, it'd be great out. But regardless, obviously it's last game of the season, fancy dress. We're gonna be like party atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? So
you've got to take it in a bag. You've got to take your fancy dress in the bag. You cannot wear that all the way down there. That'll be awful.
I wore so it was last year, Bristol City when we lost 5-0. I wore a traffic curtain, but I obviously took it off on the bus. But
yeah, I was going to say,
yeah.
Could not imagine that.
Eddie was one of the traffic curtains as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, going on to the predictions for the season, then, who do you think is going to be top goal scorer?
Top goal scorer, Oscar, I think.
Do you reckon he'll play enough?
I think he will. Yeah, it's a tough one. I think in terms of, I think Oscar, he was quite hard done by last season. I think a lot of fans have got on his back a little bit. I think he's obviously in the early stage of the season, he sort of carried us for goals, like won us a lot of points. I remember Birmingham away when he scored that winner. Like, I think if he can get fully fit, gets a run of games together, I think he can score them goals. I mean, Liam Delap's going to be pushing as well. I mean, got Benjamin Setti, but yeah, I fancy Oscar.
Yeah, you mentioned about people getting on his back a bit. I'm not one to get on players' backs, but I can see why there's a little bit against it in terms of the way we want to play. I just don't think. It's not that.
Yeah,
I believe he has stuff to learn to play that style of football.
yeah, I do agree. Like with Oscar, he's someone that he's not that sort of striker that's going to run in behind, and whereas Liam Delap will, and we're seeing it in pre-season so far. Like Liam Delap will running behind and stretch defences, and that's somewhere last season that we lacked, I think. And I think Liam Delap brings that different option.
I'd say it would bring a real headache. Aaron Connolly coming back, that would bring a serious headache because
it would.
It gives us that perfect option for the 4-4-2 because he starts to press, and if he starts to press, then the other striker's obviously going to follow if they've got anything about him. But like I say, we're not playing amateur footballers, are we? If one guy presses, to go with him. You'd like to think so at the championship level. So that could be a good way forward for us. But again,
when Connolly and Oscar,
have 4 strikers.
When Connolly and Oscar played together, they look really good. Like I think it was QPR when he scored 2 goals. Like them two, was a great partnership. But then you've got to think you've got Benjamin Setti, you've got Liam Delap, so many options. But
I lumped on us after that game to get promoted. Honestly, I was like,
a lot of people did. I think,
I think we're about 100 to 1 or something like that.
We're 50 to 1 to get the title.
Are we?
Yeah, Sky bet.
Yeah, we're not going to that way.
Yeah.
No other teams that are in it this year. Who's going for player of the season then? Regan, get it again?
Player of the season. I think obviously it depends on maybe Jacob Greaves. It depends on if he starts every game, but I've liked what I've seen in pre-season so far. I think he's our best centre back, regardless of what happened last season. Yeah, I do think he is, like in terms of his all round game and how much he can grow and how much more he can grow. He's still only 22. So yeah.
What do you think it was then? Why do you think he wasn't playing last season at centre back?
Well, I know he obviously got injured, I think, for a bit, and Rossini came in. Obviously, Alfie Jones and McGough struck that partnership, and you're told when keeping clean sheets never break up a defence like that. So I think when we had the injury problems at left back, I think Rossini knows it, agrees is the football and ability to be able to play that position as well. Like he's good on the ball, he's good at getting up and down. So I think he just slotted in naturally there, and it shows that he's versatile as well. But I do think next season that he will play a lot more games at centre back.
Yeah, we saw a bit as well, didn't we, when he played left of the free. You saw him going up and supporting the left wing back. So you kind of saw, I think he got a couple of assists from that position. He
did. Yeah, I do like that system. I think 3 at the back does suit us like quite well if we need to play it. Like you've got 3 ball playing centre backs. Greaves is left centre back, McGough middle, and Alfie Jones on the right.
Well, there's no
But
reason
I
why you
think,
can't do that. I
yeah,
think, we see it with we saw it last season with John Stones for Man City dropping into the
yeah,
centre mid.
we've seen it with Greaves a little bit though. To be fair, like dropping
Yeah.
in midfield, like some parts. So,
And do you know what's mad? People
yeah,
saying it's a masterstroke by Pep to do that last season. He was doing it the year before with Zinchenko. Like, as if he's managed to do that with a defender. Zinchenko was literally doing it the year
yeah, he
before.
did it. Yeah.
So it's a bit of a mad one. Anyway, we digressed. Pick of the litter. Realistically, who do you want to sign?
Who do I want to sign? Realistic. I do think we need like a sort of powerhouse midfielder really to go alongside, like to sort of shake it up a bit. But I've not really thought of a name, so would quite like I don't know, to be honest.
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a
Yeah,
tough one.
it's tough because we're not really being linked with a lot as well, so it's hard to go off. But
I
yeah,
think a keeper. Um,
yeah, we do really need a keeper. I mean, I know like obviously other people say Cat Darlow to go come back, but that's not really realistic now. So I was trying to think of someone else. But
I think Bournemouth and Leeds are in for him. That they've got much more money in their chest than we have. So
yeah,
it'd have to be for love to come to us, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Which you can't really see happening. Um, where do you think we'll finish?
Realistically, I do think like tenth position. That would be a good season in my eyes. Like we've obviously we came back in the championship, finished what 19th, I think. Then we finished 15th. I think another 4 or 5 place on top. That's a good season. Would like us a challenge. I think we've got the squad to challenge. Just about whether you never know with a championship. It's a tough league, but 10th would
Yeah,
be a solid season. Like 10th and sort of maybe like 5 points off playoffs, like sort of pushing a little bit. But yeah,
you'd
I
be
think
you'd be
most fans would be happy with that.
yeah. I think
To be
you'd be
honest,
happy to lose the playoff run, 3 or 4 games beforehand, wouldn't you?
yeah,
It was there or thereabouts, wouldn't we? And then maybe
yeah,
spoil a run for maybe spoil Leeds' chances of getting automatic or something
yeah,
stuff like that. It'd be good to
yeah.
good to
Hopefully
ruin
not
some,
like that,
wouldn't it?
but yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think will win the league then?
Who do I think will? Yeah, Leicester will storm it. I think
Yeah, but
Leicester on
Madison's gone and
paper. Yeah,
Harvey Barnes has gone now,
I
hasn't
don't think I don't think it makes much of a difference. I think Vardy will still bang in goals. He's 36, but I think he's still got that.
he? He's dogged
It's
in.
against some of these championship defenses, quite slow, aren't they? Like you think about like Rotherham, teams like that with a
Mm.
slow defense. He's going to catch him off guard, and with the quality they got him behind, he's going to score goals. Like
You'd
they've
like
got
to think
Patson
so.
Daka still as well. You know,
Have they? I didn't realise that. Yeah.
they've still got him. They've still got like Ricardo Pereira. I think he'll probably stick about as well.
Daniel Amati, is he still there?
I think so. They've got like Dennis Pratt as well that'll get a
Yeah.
chance now. So
There was rumours of us getting Soyuncu at one point, weren't they? There's rumours of him coming to us. It's an easy rumour to make, isn't it? With
yeah,
Adjun at the top and then a Turkish centre
you
back.
get a lot
Yeah.
of the Turkish outlets like make up these rumours that
Yeah. And we all thought the same thing about Tufan, but then that happened, didn't it? So
yeah.
who do you think will be the biggest home win and biggest away win?
Biggest home win. Trying to think. QPR maybe again. I don't know. We always I say that like me last season we beat 3-0, didn't we? I think that was one of our biggest wins. Maybe QPR, someone that sort of plays this sort of like expansive football that we can catch out because people probably think oh Rotherham, but they're like quite renowned to be quite strong defensively. Like they'll just sit back.
Yeah.
Um, and the biggest away win. Um, maybe I don't know. To be fair, trying to think. Maybe like a Rotherham or someone.
It's easy
Uh,
pickings, isn't it? Picking
yeah,
Rotherham. I think someone else went for Plymouth as well.
yeah. I
Realistically,
think
you'd
Plymouth
like
will
to
do
think
alright.
someone,
To be
yeah,
fair, I think Plymouth will maybe finish like bottom six, say maybe like 18, 17. I
which would be a
think
good
they'll do
season.
alright. Yeah,
Great season for him. What about Wednesday? Do you reckon? How do you reckon they're going to get on?
I think when they came up straight away, I thought they're going to do alright next season. And I think with the squad they've already got, but with Darren Moore leaving, they're in a bit of a mess. They've not signed anyone yet.
Bit odd that, wasn't it?
Yeah, that I was on this podcast, the Shorts one, and they said that like they're in such a mess, like they've not signed anyone yet, and the fans would just be happy to just stay up now, but they're not confident anymore. Whereas before, they was thinking, yeah, I've got a chance of like sort of pushing towards the table, but um, yeah, I think they'll struggle with if they don't get their ideas put together because what just like how many days, like 12 days, 11 days
Yeah,
till the season starts. So
which is
it's a bit of a
crazy.
struggle. Yeah,
Absolutely. The thing is, you can kind of tell how an ownership is or how the club's ran if a manager walks away, and we've seen it a couple of times, haven't we?
the
With
same Steve Bruce. Like I likened it to Steve
uh,
Bruce. Like we didn't sign
Adkins as
anyone.
well.
Yeah, Adkins, yeah, walked away.
There's a couple of them that have done it, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of just the way football is. Nobody can really fully control how the club's going to be run. We, as the people who pay the money, just have to watch the show that's in front of us, don't we?
Yeah,
We ultimately get no say over what goes on. Sometimes we can have a bit of pressure put on the manager, but other than that, we've got no real say, have we?
yeah,
But no, thanks for joining me on it. I appreciate this,
yeah,
Tom. Been a pleasure having you on. But yeah, thanks for coming on. For anybody who's watched this, please hit the like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is, however you're watching it. Please do show your support. It really does help.